What's up, Flunkie Force? It's Game Flunkie, and I'm bringing you another podcast where I talk about random shit in our geek and universe. Be games, anime, you name it. Today, I'm going to be opening up some can of verbal whoop ass on Micheal Bay. So, I was unfortunate enough to actually see Transformers last night, Night's Fallen, or I like to call Doom franchise, because, hey, I'm not psychic, but yeah, a kettle's a kettle. So yeah, if you haven't already, go check it out, make your own opinions of it. Hope you enjoy it. I didn't. I think it's abysmal. So it's cheap theatrics as usual. Micheal Bay steadily pushing an envelope, doing nothing to the comics, doing nothing for the lore. I mean, it seems like he's like a kid in a candy shop, and he's pulling out pieces of what he likes, and then throws a bunch of shit together, and then serves it to you, hoping you'll like it. Fuck you, Micheal Bay. Fuck you, and I mean that, and I hope you listen to this. And from what I've heard, literally, you have said yourself, you don't give two shits about the franchise. Which is cool. Give it to Guillermo del Toro. Dude, the guy did fucking Pacific Rim. Granted, it wasn't the greatest movie of all time. Pacific Rim kicked fucking ass. But we're not going to discuss about Guillermo del Toro, because Mr. del Toro actually does his fucking job and sticks somewhat to the source, whatever he can be given. So anyway, so getting to Transformers last night, what the fuck it's called. I don't give a fuck about the name. I hope I get it wrong. I hope I get it wrong out of spite. But I digress. Basically, there's a whole bunch of shit going on. Transformers team up with humans again. New people joining in, old people joining in. Old cast, new cast is what I'm saying. Obviously, Mark Wahlberg's making a comeback. Josh Duhamel, if I'm saying his name right, from the original 1, 2, and 3, I think, of Transformers. He was the, I can't remember his damn name now. I don't really give a fuck anymore. But he was the one who's always siding with the Autobots. Him and Tyrese were always siding with the Autobots, you know, saying, hey, they're our friends, we're working together. So he's in this, for whatever reason. Because they bring him back. They leave Yeager in there, Cade Yeager, because, Cade Yeager, sure, whatever. They leave Cade in there, Mark Wahlberg, but they still don't bring, I don't know why Shia LaBeouf didn't come back, but I really would have loved him to come back, because the dynamic between Shia LaBeouf and Bumblebee, I thought was the one big selling point of this whole franchise, because, like, when, in the second one, when he was calling out for Bumblebee, he's like, B, or, like, when he was looking for him at the, base in the second one, you know, or was it the third one? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, the third one, he was looking for him on that base, he was stashed away in the base. And he was arguing with those guys at the checkpoint, and he screamed into the mic, "Beep, beep, are you here?" Boom, B came rolling out, ready to fuck some people up. Where's that dynamic? There's not that dynamic. What Micheal Bay is trying to do is trying to push, like, the human envelope. Like, that kind of, like, the more of the human side of it. But it's not giant talking fucking robots. And it doesn't do anything good. It doesn't help anything. And hardly to human to Transformer ratio. You see more human scenes than you do Transformer scenes. It's literally, you know what it's like? It's like when you see The Legend of Zelda, yet Zelda doesn't do fucking shit the whole time, and Link's the one doing all the work. Exactly my point. But it's in reverse. It's named Transformers, but they do all the fucking work, but you don't see any of the fucking showtime for them, basically. So, but getting into that, the dynamic with them, and here's another thing, again, about cherry picking what he wants, he pulls out iconic Transformers, doesn't do nothing with them. He has great acting. Anthony Hopkins in this. Josh Duhamel, Mark Wahlberg. I can go. The list goes on and on and on. He's got a great cast and crew. He just cannot. Him and his writers and producers cannot write a fucking story to save their fucking life. It is fucking stupid. And these cheesy one-liners are, like, irritating as fuck. At the very end, the last action sequence, I shit you not, and this is a spoiler. Optimus says something like, "This is for my friend. Meet my friend Bumblebee," or some shit like that. And shit you not, Bumblebee shoots the bad guy, which I won't name. Shoots the bad guy, but says this quote, I swear to God on my mother, he says this, "Sting like a bee." The fuck is that? Like, does he have, like, shit for brains? Like, I don't know. So, he puts that corny ass thing there, so it's like, alright, so you're doing corny one-liners now, are we? Then there's these giant knights who've existed long before Optimus did on the planet. I don't know. I kind of lost all track of the story, but what I'm saying is there's no proper dialogue, no good story writing. All it is giant explosions and fucking robots walking around. Cool, great. Again, we have that called Pacific Rim, and guess what? They actually had some pretty good fucking dialogue. Idris Elba, "We are canceling the apocalypse." Like the greatest fucking line in history in the last 5-10 years. Yet, what we get for fucking Hasbro and Micheal Bay is a shitstorm. Matter of fact, I found this out the other day, that they're trying to open up the Chinese market for Hasbro is for Transformers. They created a game called Transformers Online. from what I heard, rumor is the game's never coming to the West because the decline, the popularity for Transformers has dropped so dramatically. So they're trying to appeal to the Chinese market because then they can create video games, merchandise, and memorabilia for fans in the Chinese market. All because, again, Micheal fucking Bay. And here's the thing. I love Transformers 1, 2, and 3. 3 was kind of stupid, but 1 and 2 were like two of the best. 2 had, what was it, Jetfire? Jetfire had RC. You had, I don't know if I had Hotshot. I'd be pissed if Hotshot died. You had Bumblebee. You had a whole bunch. You had a plethora of Starscream, Barricade. I think was in that one still. They brought fucking Megatron back. They brought Megatron back. He literally had his spine ripped through his ass, and he's back. Yes, they will not bring Shia LaBeouf back. Whatever. That's my, what I was saying before. That's my one big hiccup with the franchise when it comes to what Micheal Bay's trying to do. You can tell that he's in his rope and he's done with this franchise, okay? And you can tell that by the sheer fact he's trying to pull out all these different wild cards. Bringing Josh Duhamel back. I was saying his name wrong. I'm sorry. I just don't really give a fuck anymore. And nothing against him. He's a great actor. I love him. I loved him in Vegas. He did good. But there's no dynamic there. You know what kills me is that in the first one, I think in the first and second one, he hit all the right chords. Right? He hit all the right kind of the levels that you needed to hit. At the end, and again, spoilers, he kills Ironhide with Sentinel, and then the next couple films, you see Ratchet get melt down. It's like, dude, you don't give a fuck. You pompous ass motherfuckers, what you are. I swear to God, that whole melting Ratchet down, and then killing off Ironhide previously, I think it's just your way of saying fuck you to franchise. That's all the fuck it is. It really is. Because it'd be cool, and this is why I say that. Ironhide gets shot, they don't mention it at all. Not once at that time after that moment, right? They say, you betrayed your kind, you betrayed yourself. Fuck you. And then Ratchet gets melted down. Of course, Transformers freak out and fucking flip the whole place upside down. That's it. That's fucking it. You can spend 5 minutes of fucking watching Bumblebee argue with an inanimate object that's being controlled by humans. It's stupid to me. The amount of sheer disrespect this man has for this franchise, and he's steadily. I hope. Apparently, this is the last one. Apparently, this is it. This is. We're done with the stupid explosions. We're done with trying to be like fucking robot version of Total Recall, Terminator mixed with Predator, Alien. We're done with this bullshit. And don't get me wrong, Micheal Bay is a great director. He does great in movies that are more human based and dealing with more realistic options and realistic goals and realistic problems. This motherfucker cannot handle fucking power. Don't do this. I always make the joke, imagine if Marvel handed the power over to Micheal Bay. Boy, you all want to talk about a shitstorm. So, now that I've gone and sit pretty... let me finish with this. Micheal Bay, I'm not famous. You'll probably never hear my voice. You'll never even hear this podcast, but this I will say. You're a rat piece of shit. And I have nothing personally against you. I wish you all the best in the world. And if you have kids, I wish them all the best in the world. If you have a wife, a husband, whatever's your fancy, I wish them all the best in the world. But as far as a director, as far as somebody who should have brought respect and good content and good works to this franchise that is timeless, that is great, that is magnificent, you are a rat piece of shit. Like, I'm not talking about a little piece of rat shit. I'm talking like Fallout 4 radiated rat, about 4 feet long, right, with a raggedy ass tail, with a pile of shit that looks green as shit. I'm like Hulk shit. Like, that's how bad you did in this fucking film. It is beyond disrespectful. And I don't want no harm to come to the man. I don't want to wish death upon him. I'm not that kind of person. But if he got punched in the face, I would not feel I wouldn't be too, dismayed about it. But let's move on to Micheal Bay for a minute before I have a conniption fit. Alright, so where do we go from here? Alright, so what do we do with the franchise? Now, do we cut it off, reboot it down the road? Exactly, I think we should. I think we should get a taste out of our mouth, 5 or 6 years, because this is a good franchise. Transformers is a great selling franchise. Get the right guy behind it. Kind of, like if you're gonna, because it's kind of hard. I know CGI-wise, it's kind of hard. It's budget, it's big budget. If I was Hasbro, I would wait 5, 6 years to redo this franchise, right? I would sort of follow Micheal Bay's footsteps. Find a kid that might, like Bumblebee or Hotshot, if they bring him back. Kind of follow the group. I can't remember what season of Transformers or even what series it was called, but the one where Vector Prime shows up, right? That series, right? Because bring in more Primes, because the Primes are a big pinnacle cornerstone of the Transformers series. Furthermore, kind of touch more to the lore of it. If you're going to continue the franchise, which I hope they do. Continue the lore. Start stressing more key points. Bring in Unicron, bring in Cybertron himself. Cybertron is a giant transformer. Like, seriously? Like, I would love to see a scene where they're on the water fighting or something like that, and Tidal Wave. Because I remember playing a Transformers game where Tidal Wave literally transformed in the middle of the ocean and Bishop was big as a mountain. Like, that would just totally get my goat. Or, like, I always thought it'd be cool if they totally just did away with the human part and just started fighting on the planets or fight on Cybertron. Like, you don't have to create this intricate looking, crazy ass, expensive CGI for a planet. Just, like, Fall of Cybertron, where they're fighting within the streets and stuff. Like, do that. Travel planet to planet on the arcs. I mean, stuff like that. You don't have to, like, it just, the human concept of it, when Micheal Bay originally released it, I got it. I understood it. Was, you want to create that connection between the humans and the Transformers. I am all for that, and I think that's a brilliant idea, and I have nothing against that. I think it's cool. Shia LaBeouf is a brilliant actor. Really, he was great. He did good. Megan Fox did great too. She brought that little bit of sass that you needed. You had timeless actors in the first one, second one too. It's just you can't just shovel shit and throw it down people's throats and expect them to accept it. But what I think they should do, and Hasbro should do, is wait 5-6 years, revamp the franchise, and pull from one of the series, copy one of the series. Fuck, I don't care, because the series did great for a reason, And it goes back to this, and it always goes back to money. The key factor is money and keep the consumer happy. And here's some things, like, just to kind of put a perspective for you guys. I'm sorry about that. I didn't fart. I don't know if you heard that if my chair farted. You know what? I'll accept it. I farted. But the amount of, because I want to show you guys this. I don't know if this is. I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes. Somebody showed me this before. There's a scoring of all the Transformers films. Yeah, okay. Last Night, 15%. Age of Extinction, 18%. Dark Moon, 35%. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, 19%. And the only one that did good was the first one, 57%. They never, not one of them broke 60. Not one of them broke Rotten. It's fucking stupid. Matter of fact, they brought Megatron back, but he looks dumb as fuck. Like, he looks just you can tell they didn't give a fuck about the series. Like, they changed up fucking Bumblebee a little bit too about his car and stuff, his style. So he really didn't care. He really just did not put his best effort into this, and it's kind of sad. Yeah, Josh Duhamel's the name too. Yeah, but here's the thing. This is what irks me. This is where I'll show you guys in about 2 seconds. And this is where I kind of feel bad. As fans, we need to be better at this. Last Night. Is I guarantee you now, with that horrible rating it got from Rotten Tomatoes. Here we go. Now, here's the thing, though. As of right now, watch yeah, I think it has the lowest. Yeah, it has the lowest turnout of the series for our box office numbers. Yeah, it's just stupid. They're doing worse and worse, and it's like they don't even give a fuck anymore. And it's just, yeah, it says with domestic at an all-time low, it's obvious that Transformers is in need of a major reboot. However, Paramount need to get to this low point in order to realize that the franchise truly need to be shaken up, and the Micheal Bay departure from a CGI overindulgence. There's hope for a new direction in the franchise after Age of Extinction is made $1.1 billion and $245 million stateside. I guarantee that $1.1 billion though is from either China or somebody else. Because somebody was saying to me the other day, or not somebody, but been seeing a lot of reports now. A lot of Hollywood companies want to start gearing towards a Chinese audience because one, it's a larger audience and it brings in bigger bucks. I can't remember what movie. I think it was Power Rangers. No, it was World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft didn't do too hot in America, but in China it sold like fucking hotcakes. So there you go. And there's that. So it's kind of sad. I mean, nothing against Chinese market. If they want to market it there for China, fine. I'm all for that. Whatever helps make these companies make some money. like Power Rangers. Like that's another thing I said, and this part pisses me off with like how things work. He will get 6 movies. We will not get not another single Power Ranger movie. Which at least in the Power Ranger movie stick somewhat to the fucking source. Again, we're not gonna talk about what Goldar's dumb looking ass looked like. That was stupid what they did with Goldar. But it's still, you have this concept, this idea. At least to some respect, follow it. And that's just, it kills me that directors, producers, and writers don't do it. The movie Aragon is a good example. Aragon is the most shitstorm, shittiest shit thing I have ever seen. Because it really loosely, and the term loosely I use loosely, was based off the fucking book series. And anyone who reads the book and loves the book are beyond pissed at the movie. The movie did nothing for the book series. It's horrible. Twilight movies were better. Because at least, you know, whole towns weren't deleted from the movie. Alright? Whole scenes weren't cut out that took away the whole effect. That's what happened with Aragon movie. It's the whole fucking scene. Things were gone and lost. The whole idea of this podcast, and I think I want everybody's opinion on this, to be honest, is where do we draw the line? Where do we hold that banner of standard? Where do we say to a company, say, listen, you've got to stop doing this? Because honestly, at the end of the day, we should have more say as fans. And a lot of you are like, well, you know, they're big millions, you know, big bugs, and they can do it. No. We're the ones that put food on their table and put clothes on their back because we pay for their product. So in respect to that, they need to respect us enough. I get it. They have their own vision. They have their own ideas. And they have their own concepts that they want to implement. That's perfect. I'm all for that. I respect that. It creates a new idea. That's how ingenuity starts. That's how concepts start. That's the brilliance of being human. I am all for that. Alright? But what I'm not all for is the bullshit that they think that they can just sit there and throw shit at us, expect not to follow content, and we'll be accepting of it. Right? And like they were saying before, Paramount and Hasbro has to sit down and really, really put some gears going and think about what they want to do with guys like Micheal Bay. Companies need to steer clear of people who don't give a fuck about their franchise. Because now Hasbro is paying for it. The franchise ain't doing too hot for Transformers here in America. Because the movies aren't selling that well and they're a fucking crock of shit. Now, of course, people get pissed off at me for saying that. Like, dude, that's not fair, that's messed up. Why would you say that? It's the fucking truth. Like, am I saying stuff that ain't true? It is true. You have a guy who does not care about at all what the fuck happens to the franchise that you busted your ass for. Hasbro and Paramount, y'all need to realize this motherfucker does not care. And I go back to him because it's a great idea because, like Mass Effect Andromeda, jumping into video games, the shit they had to deal with their publisher, developers, and stuff like that. Companies, it goes back, and I'm going all over the place, but put it together. Micheal Bay created 6 shitty movies, right? First 2, I'll give him a pass on. I liked them both. Then the rest of them are pretty much the crap. Don't follow the source material. Take the umbrages they shouldn't take. Then you got fucking, what else was it? On my brain just went like Aragon. Way back in the day, they took umbrage with it. You got all these different companies. Then you had this tiny little ass company called shit. I just forgot their name now. Hello Games, they create No Man's Sky, and they get sued because false advertisement. Okay, cool. Alright, I get that. You want to do that? You want to sue them? I don't agree with it, but if you want to sue them, fine. But how the fuck are you going to sue a small company, but don't hold guys like Micheal Bay and Paramount responsible for wrecking a Hasbro toy company? I mean, this shit blows my mind. And there's another thing, and I say this with all due respect. I love the Star Wars franchise, and I grew up on the Star Wars franchise. Had Micheal Bay done this to the Star Wars franchise, I guarantee you more people would be up in arms. And that's kind of fucked up. It is. But that goes to the, and I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I have nothing personally against Micheal Bay. I've seen Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2. What was the one I just watched about Benghazi? I watched that one. That was a Micheal Bay film. What the fuck? So the point I'm making is, like, how are you going to sit there and get pissed? Other franchises, smaller franchises, but not hold the big dudes accountable. The reason why I'm saying this, and I'm not trying to jump around and be crazy with this, I'm trying to drive home the fact that we have to start holding these people accountable. It's a waste of our money, a waste of our time. You know, it just doesn't. Yeah, this guy's made some kick-ass movie. Dude, he helped with Armageddon. He did Pearl Harbor, The Rock, Pain and Gain. Dude, the guy, 13 Hours, that's the one. Bad Boys 2, dude, he's done a lot of shit with his time. I mean, it just doesn't make. I don't understand. Yeah, he was in the Purge too, well, too. But the thing is, I just, at the end of the day, he's Micheal Bay's fifth highest grossing director. Yeah, he wouldn't be. That motherfucker wouldn't be if the fucking franchise didn't. Dude, come on. Really? he's like, really, he's like the fifth growing because he's fucking. Oh my god, it makes me mad. He's the fifth grossing, director of all time. Not because of fucking movies. People love the franchise. They don't love his work. They love and respect the Transformers franchise, and it's out of respect for Hasbro and Paramount too. So I don't know. So that is my opinion. That's my rant. I think Michael Bay, Michael Moore. I almost call him Michael Moore. Michael Bay needs to be held accountable. Same with Paramount. Poor Hasbro is going to be taking a hit for this one for a minute. They do need a reboot. They need to find a different director. I think Guillermo del Toro would be great. You need somebody with science fiction who's dealt with robots. You know what? Who y'all they need to call? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let me look at something real quick. You know who it? Chappie. Neil Blomkamp. Either go Neil Blomkamp or Del Toro. I'm going to tell you why Del Toro. I think Del Toro is still a better bet. Because, yeah, Pacific Rim, Crimson Peak, Pan's Labyrinth. The dude's good with science and science fiction. The dude's a genius. Like, a fucking, I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's been 20 minutes of me in fucking heat, having a heat stroke, trying to give my opinion on what I think should happen and what is currently happening with the franchise. Guys, listen, if you like the movies, I'm not knocking fans who like the movies. I like the movie just because I'm a fan of Transformers. Doesn't mean I can't sit there and not criticize it. And there's a lot to criticize. Horrible story writing, no direction, pulling characters in from other parts of the series that have no place in this, deleting characters out. You don't even know chronologically. You have no fucking idea what time, where it is, or what's going on. You're taking out key characters to the series, like Ironhide, like Ratchet, and it just makes no sense. And then you have cheesy ass one-liners. You're wasting talent. It's just stupid and just uncalled for. It's just complete disrespect for the franchise. But that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I can't wait to see you next time. This is Flunkie, signing off.